So obviously, the first question I'm dying to ask you is, how did you find this space? How did you get set up?
Storefront.com. So I've been wanting to, I don't know what the initial germ was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to just find a place to do something, and I was just going to do it with my own drawings.
Sure.
And then as I left, like it was smaller space, like sort of in my budget, compared to like a big warehouse. So I met with him. He's really nice. He's next door in the matcha shop.
Yeah.
And then like within the next week, people kept like kind of floating across my radar.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this person would be interesting to involve, and this person. And, I really miss like the Maryland sort of like having a group of people to like do projects with.
Yeah.
And that happened in Pittsburgh too. Matter of fact, one of my former students, who's a professor at James Madison, sent his short stories. So we can listen to those later. He sent an audio and then some little zines. And
I could actually, if you've got it, if it's clipped in, maybe I can edit it in.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to expect from this, except, the intersection. Really.
Yeah. I've got other tripods, and I thought I'd shoot some street scenes, and then shoot the art.
He feels comfortable. So
Nice.
yeah.
This is not your work, is it?
No, this is my friend Angela. She's a caricaturist.
Okay.
So about a year ago, maybe it was like 2, I started doing these interviews, and she was the only one that responded.
Okay.
It was the interview with about drawing. So I was going to like start to interview people about drawing. So what this booklet is our interview. And then she sent along these things, and there's a QR code if people wanted to hire her. She's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Have you known her since Pittsburgh?
Yeah, we taught together, good friends. I go out to visit. So it's like kind of a merging of circles. And the dress is a friend of Molly's.
Oh, nice.
She's a she's a student at FIT.
I pulled in and thought, I wonder if Maura's doing dresses.
Yeah, I just am so inspired by that. But no, it takes me so much to get to the dimensional. It's like, I have some stuff, it's a giveaway in the back. I did paintings on fabric. I had it printed of sailboats so people could take them with them.
Oh.
And, well, the first thing I thought of was I was going to do beaded work around it.
Okay.
And it took me like weeks to do like this long.
One.
So I was like,
Forget it.
Thank you so much. Oh, they're like weird. No, like the website is weird.
Oh, really? And then the price is different from the storefront upstairs.
Editing out
The dorky things. It's sticky to you.
It's amazing. You get into stuff and you think, okay, how can I be efficient? Make a dozen of something or 2 dozen of something. And then as artists, at least I should speak for myself, as an artist, all of a sudden, 5 days later, I'm still working on one piece. It's like very hard to.
Like the concept seems like, oh, it'll just be ABCD,
Right.
And then the hand.
Right. But you got to make each piece worthy of You were
Yeah,
sure about
yeah.
that.
Sometimes I forget that.
Yeah, I do too, all the time. I remember there was a woman I was talking to when I was working. So that was all her thing. So I always think when I'm working, I get trapped in having it to be this one, right?
Yeah.
Versus
I don't.
one of 70.
Yeah. I end up working in like a grouping. I don't know. But I'm sorry. Did you want to show her? But I don't have a preciousness about it, which I should.
Yeah.
You know, especially having done it this long.
You don't see yourself making each piece to have like this special.
In a way, yeah. You know, like a
There I am, love
concept,
me.
yeah. But then, I don't know. Well, there's so many things attached to that. Like,
it's a rabbit hole, right?
It's a rabbit hole.
So you and I met at the University of Maryland.
In Barbara's office.
And did we meet in Barbara's office?
Yeah, you were interviewing for teaching
a class
for her during
right.
the summer, I think.
That's right.
I think.
Drawing class, or maybe I was taking a class or something.
No,
what was that? 90? That was circa 1993 or so.
Probably.
Yeah.
If not 3, then 4, but probably 93. I started in January.
Okay.
And it's not close to any subway, really. I know. So it's a bit of a hog, but I'm gonna see. Today I'm expecting kind of some folks. Yeah, we're gonna have some different time later, and then refreshments. You're welcome to come back if you're interested. It's at 6.
It's at 6.
Yeah, so we'll see how that works.
Where did you do your master's?
American University.
And what years were those?
Those were 84 to 86.
Okay. And
when painting was really premier in the art world. Okay, if you're interested. Yeah.
And then before that, you did undergraduate at
Providence.
Providence.
Yeah, and then I went right in.
And you were an art major at Providence?
Studio focusing on drawing. Yeah.
Focus on drawing.
But I took a lot of printmaking as well. Okay. And painting. And because there were so few painters, I got a studio like right away.
Did you really?
Yeah,
undergraduate?
Awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We didn't get studios.
That was great.
Huh. So you were there 4 years then?
Providence, yeah. Did you have okay time finding the place? Oh yeah.
You didn't meet Lean Newman
American,
right?
He was my drawing teacher like from the get-go.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was a little suspect. I'm like, but as soon as like he got into it, he was just such a fabulous teacher.
He was,
yeah.
And I think he had a good vibe to him as well.
He had a good what? Sorry.
Vibe. I don't know what it'll do. I got stuff in the back and the front, so we'll see. We'll play with it, and if I can capture something that's, maybe I'll just stop it and do you while you're playing. So when were you down in New Orleans?
John and I were down spring break, middle of March.
Just the two of you?
Yeah, we've been doing this since Molly's in college. I just sent this to a show. Oh, wow. So it's photocopies. Little painted drawings.
So, and what's interesting is that you painted them as a block too. So you crocheted literally over the top of. Yeah. Oh, see, this is the substructure.
It is, and these are photocopies from the original image, which is in different booklets.
Interesting. That's wild.
Yeah, but I had seen the original image of Mary on a moon.
Yeah.
In the Voodoo Museum.
I get it. And how'd you end up? Then you just.
There is like right around here.
How did you end up crocheting? So you physically crocheted over the substructure.
Yeah, sides was like this. It was like a wow.
That's a hell of a thing.
Watching TV.
That's pretty sculptural.
It is, yeah.
That's very cool.
I'll show you what little altarpiece with lots of milagros.
I don't know what a milagro
like
is.
a little silver pin, but lots of them.
Okay.
Sort of this sort of sculpted kind of, I would say, they almost acted like tiles. So it kind of.
And this is a object of worship.
Yeah, they're like somebody's little private altar.
Gotcha.
Somebody's little private altar.
Gotcha. It was interesting. I was watching. Have you seen American Sniper yet?
Yeah.
And so I've watched it.
Doern, do you know him? Oh, he's down on 2nd Avenue, right above Houston. I think Houston or Canal. And
it's a gallery?
It's a shop. And it's filled with shit. It's just like this like crazy thing to see. So I like that. That's
so would it be safe to say that you like to come to New York City and get lost?
Yeah, but I think I like that anywhere, really.
I'm sorry.
Like that anywhere. Like that could be a thing anywhere, really.
It's not exclusive to New York City.
Yeah. It's hard. I think it's a hard city, but it's not too. It's like there's like nice people that give you directions, but it's like so big. Yeah. Pittsburgh, my God, like you drive from one end to the other downtown, it's manageable. And I like it. I didn't want to push it any further.
Right.
I just really like how it landed, and it was all different things. Like I had these blue coffee cups I like to paint.
Okay.
And it's
more coffee.
Yeah, and then this emblem, this Sacred Heart.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that's Molly there.
It's Molly. She's knitting.
Okay. And the grid is aesthetic or a choice, or is it?
It's aesthetic, and it was going to be something that pushed.
In Pittsburgh, you can be through Pittsburgh in 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, and you're in the mountain all of a sudden.
Right, you're in the woods.
Yeah, or you're in the woods.
And you can't do that in Manhattan or
it's
the
all
5 boroughs, to be honest. The primary guy, they show these clips of it's about death and war. At any rate, I think they're Marine. They take their wings and they slam it in the coffin, and as a form, and the more that you have, the more merit you have as a person. And so I was just thinking, we were talking about the
so they're like
small note.
Like
right, yeah, but it's a form of respect and worship and devotion. And they all put their wings on the coffin.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, same kind of experience.
So Jesse, can I help you?